Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video, and in today's video I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to edit faster in Fortnite, and I'm also going to be including some of the settings that I use to help me do so. And before we get into the video, I have a weekly V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away V-Bucks every single Friday, and if you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, and as well subscribe to my second channel. I post a ton of really good content on there, so make sure you guys do subscribe, turn on my post notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And if you guys would like to support me as a creator in the item shop, all you have to do is go over to the item shop, go into the bottom right hand corner, support a creator, and type in my code. My code is Young Humor. Type it in and you guys will have me supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys very simply how to edit a lot faster in this game when it comes to playing on Xbox, PS4, controller, anything like that. It's going to be a super helpful tip, and this is something that's been talked about for a little bit, but I really haven't covered it too much, and I think it's a really important thing to talk about because I know a lot of you guys don't use this setting. So going into my settings, if you guys want to know, this is what I currently use, X, Y, and all that, but the one main thing that I want to be focusing on in this video is going to be edit mode aim assist, and this is something that's been talked about for a little bit. You guys may have heard about it, but honestly this is the one thing that you guys need to have if you want to be able to edit faster and also be very consistent with your edits, because I think that's very important too, that you can edit very consistently, because I've seen a lot of players go for a lot of fast edits, but when it comes to games they constantly mess it up. So using edit mode aim assist is going to give you a huge advantage in so many ways, and I want to talk about the few ways that it can really help you guys, and something you guys should be using when you go for edits. And I also do recommend having a max editing speed, which the max in this game is going to be at a 2. I'd highly recommend playing on it because you can have your building sense a little bit lower, sensitivity a little bit lower, but your building or your editing speed, that is what you want to have at max, because there's no reason not to. It's really not that hard to control, and it just gives you that much more of an advantage because you can edit much more quickly the faster you can move your cursor or your analog stick left to right. It's really helpful, so definitely play on a max editing sensitivity. And one of the things you guys are seeing me do in this clip is when you have edit mode aim assist on, when you're actually on a wall or any sort of structure, you can only go to the sides and corners of it unless I completely hold my stick all the way to the side to where it goes off of it. So when you're going for the edits, and usually the most common edit when you're using the wall is when you're going to be editing the 3 squares in the corner, either on the bottom left or bottom right. That's pretty much the most common edit you guys are going to be using when it comes to the walls. And with edit mode aim assist on, you're not going to be able to go off of the grid or off of the squares when you're on the wall, because it doesn't allow you to do so unless you hold it all the way down for a few seconds. Then you can possibly turn around, but it locks on very well, so you're not going to be flinging it everywhere. So even if you are a little bit off in your edit, the edit mode aim assist will correct it, and it'll make it 10 times easier to edit walls consistently and very accurately. And for those of you guys who don't know exactly what edit mode aim assist does, it's basically what I'm showing you guys in this clip. Whenever you're on a square, the closest square you're onto, it hovers more towards the center. So if you're somewhat around the right side square, it's going to lock onto the middle of whatever square that you're closest to. And the reason a lot of people didn't use it, and I feel like a lot of the reason that you guys didn't use it as well, is you maybe felt like, or maybe thought that it would really mess you up because it hovers next to a square that you probably not exactly want to use. But trust me, this is something that you guys definitely want to have on, and there's so many reasons to it. And I've had no issues when it comes to trying to edit the wrong structure. I haven't had that problem at all. It's been very, very consistent, and I've been able to edit every structure that I really wanted to. And you guys can even see in the clip, I'm not really perfect when I'm going through the editing course, and this is kind of just all in one take, but you guys can really see when it comes to editing walls that almost every single wall that I edit, I'm not going to mess up at all. It's just super easy to edit for me, and I feel like for those guys who have it on as well, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Super easy to edit walls because you're not going to be overcorrecting yourself. You're not going to be going off the squares because it's not going to allow you to. It only goes over to the edge. And what this allows you to do, basically, if you wanted to go for any sort of edit on the wall, and it's super easy when it comes to the top 3 squares, it's super easy just to drag it across and edit those 3. That's one of my favorite edits to do. Even when you're editing the bottom left 3 squares or the bottom right 3 squares, since like I said earlier, you can't go over the edge when you're editing a wall, even if you go a little bit more, because I know when you don't have it on, you have to be very accurate with it, and it's not that hard when you have a mouse and keyboard because the mouse is super easy to control. But for you guys who are on a controller, I know a lot of the time sometimes you would drag it a little bit too far, but since it already pretty much auto corrects you if you go too far, it's super easy to, even if you really put it far on the left, far on the right, that you're still going to be able to get the edit correctly, just because you can't, like I said, if you want to go off of the grid, you have to pretty much drag it all the way out. Very difficult to do. So even if you do overcorrect yourself a little bit, it doesn't matter, you're still going to get the edit pretty much every single time. And that's why I'd recommend using edit mode aim assist, because even if you are a little bit off when it comes to editing the certain structure, it's going to help guide and correct what you messed up and allow you to edit the structure even if you are a little bit off. But when I talk about how good edit mode aim assist off, there is a few edits that can be a little bit weird, because like I said, it pretty much just auto corrects if you mess up a little bit. But essentially it just goes to the center of the square that is closest to. But if you're going for some certain edits in the game, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a little bit of getting used to, because having edit mode aim assist on will drag you a little bit more than you're used to. So certain edits, they're not going to be as good to edit, which they're still very easy to do. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, and then every single time you go for the edit, you realize that sometimes it drags you a little bit more to the right or a little bit more to the left than you're used to. But once you get used to it, you'll be completely fine. It just takes a little bit of muscle memory, but after that you should be good. It's super simple to do. And one of the edits in particular that I feel like it took me a little bit longer to really get used to was editing a floor in a pyramid looking up. Because once you edit the when you look up directly and you want to go edit the pyramid, it basically drags you a little bit further right than you're used to. It's something to get used to. And when I edited the pyramid right there, it was a little bit weird, but trust me, for the most part, pretty much I would say 80% of the edits are a lot easier. Maybe 10% just feel the same, and then 10% feel maybe a little bit harder. But really when it comes to the ones that are a little bit harder, it just takes a little bit getting used to, like I said. But overall, when it comes to getting used to new sensitivities, new settings, anything like that, I would highly recommend playing a bunch of 1v1s. That's usually what I do when I switch my settings. I play 1v1s just because, for the reason, I mean, you can practice building in creative all you want, and I do practice from time to time a little bit of building just to try to get my builds down and try new things. But if you want to be able to try to improve, just get a little bit better at the game, improve using the certain settings that you changed, doing 1v1s is a really good idea, because you're going to be constantly fighting up another player you're going against. Because even if you're practicing with a new sensitivity when it comes to building, it's not going to make that huge of a difference once you go into a fight. Because once you go into a fight with another player, it changes a lot of things. So if you practice doing 1v1s instead of just practicing buildings and stuff like that when you change your settings, I think it could really help out a ton and help you guys a little bit more and improve a little bit faster if you do improve doing 1v1s instead of just free building and creative. But I also think editing courses are very good as well if you want to change anything editing wise, because when you change anything maybe when you're editing sensitivity, it really just comes down to edits. I don't think 1v1s have really anything to do with it. So strictly for editing, I think editing courses are very good to try out, because you really get a feel of the setting that you changed and you can really see what works the best and what doesn't. So editing courses are going to be very, very useful. And also another really good way to practice editing and practice your editing speed is to try out different edits you normally wouldn't do. And that could be really just anything. And a good example of something you guys can try out is when you're editing the floor in the pyramid, like most of you guys do when you look up, you edit a floor in pyramid. Most of you guys only edit the top right squares on both of them, like I did right there in the clip. But it could be really good practice if you practice editing the top two on both the floor and the pyramid, because there can be a lot of benefits to using that in game. Because once you edit both of them off the top two squares, once you fully go out, you can keep ramping up because it's going to connect your builds. So just practicing different builds that might be a little bit harder, a little bit more advanced, can most definitely help you improve your editing speed a lot faster. And that's usually one of my go-to strategies, is really practicing any edits that I can, any edits that I can think of in the game I'm going to try out, even if they are a little bit harder and something you wouldn't practically use. Just being able to do those type of edits, you never know, might be really helpful in game, but it does overall just help you guys improve your editing speed overall. So that's what I highly recommend doing. And with that being said, that's wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys liked it, And if you guys could, make sure you guys drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.